there's been, unfortunately, quite a spew of public Christian persecution that, unfortunately, you're not going to see the media talk about, okay? When I was at ARC conference in London, a lady from France approached me and we started having a conversation, and she actually asked me to do this. There's also another tragedy that happened with overt Christian persecution. So here is a very graphic situation that just happened in a French church where a Muslim man, 3 people in a church, and this is not being reported on in the media much. He just had his trial for this, and not a lot of conversation about this.
Yeah.
Right. And this is in France. Like it's
pretty bad.
This is in the West. He went to trial on Monday on terror charges over the killing of 3 people in French Riviera city of Nice in 2020. One of the multiple attacks that year linked to Islamic terrorism. The assailant, who was shot and seriously wounded by police, says he remembers nothing. Was the only person. And so his response to this was that he doesn't remember anything. The attack was the third in less than 2 months that French authorities attributed to Islamic extremism and prompted the government to raise security alert to maximum level. It came while France was holding a trial over the 2015 attacks on the satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo, which published caricatures of Islam's prophet, which they don't do that. The same thing just happened. Pull up the other article that I had. 70 Christians found beheaded in the Congo by Islamic militants, right? 70, including women and children and elderly people.
Goodness gracious.
Right? This is crazy stuff. And it's usually at the hands of someone who's practicing Islam and what they believe is the most real sense.
Hello.
Right? And they want to not talk about this sort of stuff. Right? My issue with this is you're not going to see a ton of media coverage on this. You're not. The lady from France that was talking to me said like they full on aren't really even covering this or talking about this. The dude just had a trial. So you have Christians overtly being persecuted. Like that's not hyperbole. That's not like you're getting teased at work because you brought your Bible.
Yeah.
We're talking about actual persecution, death to Christians. And no one's talking about this. But to David Wood's point, 70 Christians were beheaded by jihadis in a church at the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm sure college protesters in the U.S. will be marching about this soon. So this is where I go, respectfully. I think there's legitimate issues and conversations to be had about the situation in the Middle East. But respectfully, all you guys that got bleeding hearts for, the queers for Palestine and all this sort of stuff, I have a feeling we're not going to see these people marching. I have a feeling we're not going to see these people upset. I have a feeling we're going to see the news suppress this story and it not get any coverage. And this is that like selective outrage stuff that I think just drives me nuts. Christians are getting persecuted. Christians have been getting persecuted. 100,000 Christian Armenians were ethnically cleansed from Azerbaijan in 2013, and no one made a beep about it.
Yeah.
No one talked about it. But everyone has a bleeding heart for Islamophobia and for how, Muslims are being mistreated. Yet, in all these attacks, it's generally Muslims who are harming Christians or Jewish people. And this is the most graphic, like the of 70 people, including women, children, and elderly people. Where's the outrage? Where will the outrage be? Where will the media be on this?
This is why we need to ban machetes.
This is why we need to ban machete.
Yeah.
I think this sort of stuff is exhausting and it's frustrating, and I hope that people will just have just scales. Like, you want to be upset about Gaza? Okay, I get it. Be upset about this. Say something about this. Go march for this.
And appeal to heaven.
Right? Go march for this and have something more to say than, hey, we're Islamophobic if we talk about this. Right? It's like, no, this is really happening. I went down the rabbit hole of the Pakistani grape and grooming gangs in Britain. That's causing a massive issue with Britain. That was exposed.
Jordan Peterson was talking about.
Jordan Peterson was talking about.
Morgan, yeah.
With Piers Morgan. That stuff is dark. Like, it's really dark. When you really go read the accounts, it's really, really dark.
And that's permissible in Islam?
I don't know how it works in Islam. Someone tried to say that was more of a Pakistani thing and less of an Islam thing. I don't know. But all I'm saying is this sort of stuff is happening not in the West and in Christian parts, like, where Christians live in Congo. And there's very little outrage for it. So I don't know. I don't know how we navigate this sort of stuff. I don't know how we talk about this sort of stuff. The fact that it keeps happening and it's just like nothing to see here, right?
Yeah.
Someone said, it's the misconception of turn the other cheek versus being zealous for the Lord. Christians and everyone in general do not understand it. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I think Christians don't really understand what that practically means, like turn the other cheek. That doesn't mean like you just let someone come in your house and brutalize you without consequence.
Hello.
Right? That's not what that means. That means way more about honor and being okay with that than with someone who is upset over an insult, right? Like that's what it's about. It's not about, hey, let this stuff happen, you know, and be cool with it.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so I just think that the unjust scales about this stuff is very frustrating, and I hope that more people talk about it. And that's why I wanted to bring it to your awareness, because this is a tragedy, and it happens way more than you think it does. And the selective outrage is just exhausting.
Yes,
the selective outrage is just exhausting, especially with the moving the Gaza situation to such a high level of everyone talking about it without any balance to any of it. Mm-hmm. And that's a bummer, man. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. You think that this is that I'm Islamophobic for talking about this? You think that this is too in the weeds on these stories? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section. I think we need to bring more of this stuff to people's attention, because I think I didn't even hear about the French terrorist situation in a church, right? This is happening in churches.
Yeah, it's 2020.
2020, happening in churches. No one's talking about it, unfortunately, and the people who are talking about it often just get dismissed, or they have a problematic past, like Tommy Robinson, right? Mm-hmm. He has some questionable things in his past that doesn't always make him the best advocate or voice.
What did he have?
That's a fraud in his back, and you know, some overt racist stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, all right, guys, we got to get out of here. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you do not have your tickets to the Blessed God Summit, be sure to get those. Virtual tickets available now, and we'll be back. Love you guys. Peace. I have a massive update for you. I'm sure by this point, you've heard about the Blessed God Summit happening March 27th, 28th, 29th here in beautiful Carlsbad, California. But we've heard your requests. We've conceded to your demand. There are virtual tickets that are now available for the Blessed God Summit, so you can access it from anywhere in the world, as well as access to the replays. And for those of you guys that are looking for something extra, we're also offering a virtual ticket and an exclusive Bless God Summit merch bundle. There's some amazing art and some exclusive pieces done by our friend Josh Nadeau from Sword and Pencil that you have to check out. So join us online for the virtual event and experience some sessions from my favorite podcasters, pastors, and performers. We have a stacked lineup. I'm talking about Preston Perry, Dr. Sean McDowell, Inspiring Philosophy. What do you mean? Lila Rose, Alan Parr and his wife Jen Parr. We even have Nate Sala from Wise Disciple, Gavin Ortland, David Wood, Avery from God Logic Apologetics. And on the pastoral side, we have my friend Daniel Golding, Pastor Ed Newton from CBC in San Antonio, and my personal pastor from Rhythm Church, Pastor Jeff Moores and his wife Erin Moores. You won't want to miss out from amazing performances from America's Got Talent winner Dustin Savella, Billboard charting hip-hop artist John Keith and Miles Minnick, and as seen on Jordan Peterson's We Who Wrestle with God tour, Dirt Poor Robbins. And we're still finalizing a few more speakers. So head over to blessgod.shop, get your virtual ticket now, and you can get yourself a bundle with some of the exclusive merch as well. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to comment below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And check out this other video that YouTube seems to be recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it, all right? I'll see you over there. Peace.